Philosophy. So today is a bit of a heavy podcast here. So I am Sahil. I am Mithilesh and Rushikesh with me. And today we will be starting off with the first episode of what we have defined it as the PhiloCast. So before starting off, so just like my reaction at the start of the video, philosophy, a really big term. You can see the definition here. It's the generalized accepted definition as of now. So what do you think about this definition? Like, I would first of all, I am not going to say anything about it. I would like to hear the perspective of Mithilesh and Rushikesh. So, Mithilesh, go on. What do you think?
So, my definition doesn't really, is anything different from what is being displayed over here. But when it comes to philosophy, I think of it as an ideology to work upon, to think more upon, and to apply it to our day-to-day life, or maybe modify it as per our lifestyle. But in the end, the basic idea because of which that particular philosophy has been created should not be hampered, is what I think about philosophy. And it is just because few people started to think deeper than usual. They started to understand their surroundings better than other people. That's why the term philosophy was being created at first. And it is highly subjective, not only in terms of what other people think, but it is subjective in terms of time, situation, place, location, each and everything. So yes, it is a heavy subject, as you correctly said. What about you, Rushi?
Actually, for me, it is like a really light subject. I never really took it so seriously. When
Yeah,
anyone tries to get tries to teach you something in a condescending way, people say that don't get
mhm.
philosophical on this and all that. And I
Yeah, yeah,
always assume that philosophy is like a ideal way of living or behaving for any living being. And
yeah,
that philosophy is actually like the basics of anything. So that is a disclaimer for me as well.
yeah. So, we heard both of you, and you would have got the idea. So, the idea of philosophy or the word when it comes to mind, it's nothing different for any person, like even a layman or the opinion remains the same. Like, it's either something which was built upon, and it's a heavy term which was developed because of ideas, thoughts which people gathered. And as Rushikesh said, at some point people also be like why we are talking, even talking about this. Like, anyways, we are going to live however we want. But the thing is that even when you say this particular sentence that we are going to live however we want, you are doing it some way, okay? So doing it some way also defines that you have a philosophy of living at the end of the day. Like, there are some principles by which you are going to stick, some principles which will guide your behavior. Now you don't know what will be it. Like, you like to question people and get the answer from it. You like to make your opinions on what you see, or you like to make your opinions on what will benefit you. It can be anything. It can be anything. Because philosophy is such a broad term that literally any kind of living or any kind of thinking comes under it. It is actually the main branch of all the subjects involved. So there's that. But but as you can see in the screen presented, in that right bottom corner, there is a sentence written that philosophy is often viewed as pointless to study in modern times. So actually, I also do agree with that. Even being a philosophy sympathizer, I also agree with that. So moving on, I would actually like to ask Mithilesh and Rushikesh that this statement which is written, what do you think why it makes total sense as of today? Like, so
See,
Rushikesh,
yeah, we'll start with Rishikesh this time.
yeah,
So the statement about philosophy being pointless, right?
yeah,
So yeah, like I said, people don't like to be told how they have to behave. They like to have control over what they do, and everyone has their idea of what is right and what is wrong. So which is
yes,
why we see a lot of difference in beliefs and in ways of life in various kinds of people. I won't name any for obvious reasons, but you
yes,
can understand what I'm talking about.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Uh, what can I say about this? you can say people in general have become more practical since technology has evolved and developed, and new inventions are growing day by day in every sector. So it is, it is making people to question everything that is coming in their way, which is not the same as philosophy. Philosophy is, in a way, it tells you to follow certain rules, it tells you to act in some kind of way, it tells you to follow some routine, I can
Yeah.
say, to make things happen. But since the development in technology, people have started to discover that even without studying philosophy or even without knowing about philosophy, we can do better, we can do good. So
Yes.
yeah, the reason, hence the reason
Yeah.
that philosophy being pointless.
Exactly. Now, the points which were discussed here, they're absolutely valid. And in the intro of this video also, before the video started, there were quotes from Stephen Hawking, Neil deGrasse Tyson, which actually clearly stated that philosophy is dead as of today.
Yeah.
Philosophy might be dead as of today. And the reason is simple, like just because someone is thinking life in a more complex manner and understanding it better, it will not add any value as such to the world, because everyone has a power to think. Like, see us, even we can think if we have ample space of time and dedication towards it. We can think, we can make analogies, we can do various other things. So, philosophy as such doesn't solve the problem. Philosophy will only point out what's the problem in a very perfect manner or a correct manner. Solving the problem comes when you actually act upon it or execute it. And science, even if it took time to develop over the years, it came after philosophy. It does have a method to find out answers very quickly. like like even if there is a proper process in science as well, like you develop a hypothesis, for example, then on that hypothesis you try to gather data, you try to analyze it, you try to find what's exactly happening with the problem and how it is relatable to everyone. And once you get information over it, like once you get the raw data, make it into information, and then actually try to solve the problem by other existing solutions or making your own. So you basically come to the conclusion very easily. With philosophy,
Mm.
what will be happening that you will be planning a lot. You will be deciding that which school of thought will help me to solve this and all that stuff. So why the extra build up? Just cut it when you can directly solve the problem. So modern times are more focused on problem solving, I will say. So philosophy isn't needed as much. So now,
That's true.
so now, after discussing for so long about the same thing again and again, why we are justifying philosophy in this podcast here? So the thing is that, as I said previously also, that even before starting a problem or stating a problem, you need some kind of approach or thinking. Philosophy will obviously provide you that. Okay. Philosophy not only provides you an approach, but at the same time, it will also provide you to find mistakes in other thinkings. And then you can actually debate upon it or think about it before actually going on to solve any problem. So there are many kinds of branches in philosophy. Like the four main branches which go are idealism, realism, pragmatism, and skepticism. And then whatever have been discovered over time, they have come under these branches.
Mm.
So just because now it's going to become a kind of a yawning session, I will just quickly tell what each and every term of it means. So idealism, idealism is basically like, Mithilesh, what do you think that is there any such things or any such beliefs you believe in that actually may not exist? Like, for example, let's say we think about God, for an instance. Like,
Yeah.
so we actually don't know about it. Like, people probably will skip to the conclusion that they're agnostic about its existence. Okay, which is true, but still you believe in it or not. Like, that can be your opinion. So
Yeah. See, uh, I believe in God.
yeah,
I also
okay,
believe in the fact that if there is God, there has to be some negative force just to
yeah,
balance the universe.
yeah,
So it's not one sided. If
yeah,
one is there, other has to exist.
yeah,
Otherwise, there is nothing or
yeah,
there is everything. That's it.
yeah,
So I believe in that. Yes, I do believe in philosophy up to a certain limit, of course. because as you said clearly, because philosophy gives us a base to debate upon. It gives us
Yeah.
clues as to how to approach a certain thing, how to start thinking about it, and how to go find out the 14,000 or 14 million ways to solve it, and then find the accurate one. So yeah, those are the things which I believe on is the result of philosophy. And
Yes.
yeah, idealism is something related to that only.
Yeah. So exactly. So with the example of God here, I just brought brought audience to the light that idealism exists, like whether you believe it or not. But there are some ideals in your mind that you think that this might be there, this might be happening. There is a reason why people believe in it. So all the things which come under the concept of having an ideal about any particular situation, any particular situation. I just gave an example of spirituality here, with the example of God, but any particular situation comes under idealism. So that is your one school of thought. Now moving on to realism. Realism will be like, let's take an example of a stone. So Rushikesh, now I'm coming to you with this example. Okay. So if you see a stone, okay, so you will believe in the existence of stone, right? You will believe that stone exists. Yes or no?
99% yes.
But why the 99%? Oh, interesting. This is interesting. Okay. I want
I
to hear.
don't, I won't just believe in what I see. I
Okay.
may be crazy. I may see things that might not be there.
Yeah.
So maybe when I can touch the stone as well as see the stone,
Yeah.
then maybe I'll believe that yes, it is there.
You want to feel
Yes.
it as well?
Yes, that is what touch
Yeah.
meant.
Yeah.
No, no,
So
not that touch.
what's
Oh,
so what's exactly the 1% that's keeping you away? So like
sorry.
what's that 1% because of what you feel that stone might not exist? Like you can
The,
say your opinion. Yeah.
like the million other possibilities that what we are living in is like a matrix or whatever else.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Oh,
I don't really believe in on the all that, but I don't really dismiss all that as well.
yes. Okay. So guys, with this example of stone, I was just stating that since that 99% actually came through. So why is that 99% here? Because you can actually sense it, you can actually see it, you can actually feel it. Realism is exactly that. So whatever you can perceive actually on the given situation, you will believe in it because you actually can see it right through in front of your eyes or whatever, on whatever way you can perceive. So there is a proof that the identity or that entity actually exists. मतलब like अभी पत्थर है तो है, ठीक है. अभी कोई मुझे कितना ही बोले है नहीं है नहीं है, आई विल बिलीव इन इट. सो रियलिज्म. So it's basically that. So we are also done with realism here. Now we will come to pragmatism. Okay. Let's take this example of stone only. Yeah. ठीक है. Now the thing is that इस सिचुएशन को हम लोग थोड़ा चेंज करते. A stone is there, but now the stone has a value. Like for example, the cost of that stone is 5 rupees. Okay. And it is defined by some random rule or something else. Like before that, it didn't have any value. Okay. Now the thing is that you can decide to value it at whatever you want. Okay. Like, and okay, you are two people in this situation. Okay. Both of you don't have any prior knowledge about the stone and over its value, but you can decide it as much as you want, and you can try to sell it to anyone else. So you have to fight for the stone. So how will you fight for it? Just tell me.
Using weapons.
No, anything. I am giving you freedom to use anything, whatever. It's a fight between you. A stone is there. It can be put any value to it, like any value you can put to it, and you can sell it. But only one can get it as of now, of two of you.
Okay,
So,
taking the stone and running away.
Yeah,
but
I'll
someone
chase
will.
him down. But
Okay.
why? I mean, what are you looking for? What answer are you looking for?
Yeah.
So, did you guys notice that as it changed the situation of all of a sudden and made you believe that this particular thing has a value? what did you do was that in your mind you started to think about the benefit you will get from that situation. Okay.
Yes.
And the benefit would have been only possible if you would have been able to snatch that stone. Okay.
Yes.
Right,
True.
Mithilesh? True,
Yeah,
na?
yeah.
Absolutely true.
True.
So if the stone didn't have any value, would you have picked it up? Like just for curiosity or anything? I guess maybe yes, maybe no, right?
Rishi might have touched it to feel it.
I would not
No?
have touched it if it had no value.
Okay. Yeah, so these are two situations. Like the one situation was that when you knew it had value, you would have obviously gone for it. But if you knew that it doesn't have any value, you maybe think of going for it, or as Rushikesh said, absolutely not.
Mhm.
Why waste your time? Okay. So this particular behavior, I will call it as, or rather everyone calls it as in philosophy, is pragmatism.
Yeah.
So pragmatism is basically where people will try to handle situations in such a way that it will benefit them. So it doesn't matter that what kind of situation they are in. If it adds value to them in a particular way, they will only approach to it in that way. Okay. So as you did in this case of stone, like you knew it had value, so you went with the method which will benefit you, like snatch it away or take it away. But when you realize it had no value, you actually didn't go for it. Pragmatism is basically the epitome of the modern society as of today. Like we
Yeah.
only try to trust into things or go for things or fight for things if you know that it will benefit me in some or the other way, be it mental, be it capital, be it any way. Okay. So that was the point I was trying to make. So we are all pragmatics at some point or the other in life. You have to agree with that. Whatever may be your philosophy, but we are all pragmatics.
We
Yeah,
should.
yeah, yeah. We should be. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Unless someone is giving.
are there any
No.
situations where you believe that you will for any chance you will leave pragmatism for any other kind of philosophy? Like will
I would actually
When
combine idealism with pragmatism.
okay, okay. And Rishikesh, what about you? So
I think that people leave pragmatism when they enter such situations in which they have no way out. Like, for
Hmm.
example, if you have not studied for an exam and you
okay.
suddenly pray to God for
Ah,
getting
ah,
good
this
marks,
is a nice one. This is a nice one. I like this
like
example. Yeah,
that one prayer is not going to do anything for you, but
yeah,
you like convince yourself that maybe yes, some power will come and help you.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
actually,
is,
isn't it stupid? Like even if we know that if we would have studied more, we would have actually done better. But still, we pray like this. Like
yeah,
we actually don't go with pragmatism at that point, and it's amazing actually. Like how the human mind behaves when it's needed to have pragmatism at that situation. It will be praying and all stuff. So
yes,
it's interesting.
yep.
Yeah. So we are
Philosophy
done
is
with
crazy.
yeah, yeah. Like see, yeah, seriously, like in this example, if you think logically, you should be studying more, right? Why would you pray? But you do.
Yeah, because studying is for
Noobs.
crazy people. Yeah,
Exactly. So that's it. That's how we are done with pragmatism. And now to the last branch, which is skepticism. So skepticism is basically, let's just take that stone example again. So now I'm changing the situation to the fact that the stone may or may not have value. You absolutely have no idea about it, but you can know about it. So what would be the more logical way of knowing about the value of the stone? What do you think?
Ask a third person, maybe.
Exactly, exactly. Now, many of us have watched The Wolf of Wall Street, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hope.
yeah. I
Ah,
hope.
yeah.
I also hope seriously
Yeah,
because it's a
yeah,
fantastic movie. After all,
Yes, you
everyone must
should.
watch it. So the main ethos of that entire movie is that the main question, like, sell me this pen, okay? So if you actually saw that movie, you would have seen that selling the pen only depends upon the fact that you start to ask questions, okay? Once you ask questions, you will get the answers from the customer, and once you get the answers, on that you can decide to actually that he is my customer or not, or he's actually gonna take the pen or not, or you understand what are the requirements so that I can make through this deal. So that's basically a sales process understanding. Now, what I'm trying to infer from here is that skepticism is just like that. Skepticism is nothing but figuring out things by getting answers by framing questions about what you don't understand. And most of majority of science which is actually ushering the modern development in our world, its basic principles come from skepticism, which is simply question what you see, question what you come across for the first time or what you don't understand, you will get an answer about it. Okay, so that's the thing. uh,
Nice.
so so after learning about these first three branches which we just discussed, and after skepticism came into picture, so obviously you also must be thinking skepticism is way better than this, right?
In a way,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Skepticism and pragmatism and
Yeah,
realism as well.
Yeah, see, everyone said that's why these four are the horsemen of philosophy. Are come
yeah,
on,
yeah, exactly,
I
come
exactly.
don't
on,
I don't really agree with idealism, but other three I agree with.
come on.
But
The example which you
idealism,
just gave is
idealism,
idealism.
but idealism allows you to live in a society. So think about it. Think
Yes.
about it.
Yeah. That is another point. But I think pragmatism and skepticism combined are like the opposite of idealism, sort of.
Yeah,
You can say
but
Shravan Bal was ideal.
yeah, but like still the difference between pragmatism and skepticism is that in pragmatism you are looking for pure benefits. So in skepticism, a thing might happen that whatever you are questioning and what answers you get, they actually are of no help to you. This situation might
Hmm.
arise very easily, very easily. Like for example, let's say the space missions which happen of NASA. What does it exactly contribute to us as a society?
Nothing.
But still, it's important as a research part, right? It's really
Yeah,
important. So that is skepticism at its finest, but not contributing anything to you. It's answering logical questions. It's answering many things which we don't know about. It's actually accumulating knowledge, but at the same time, it's contributing nothing to us in a way.
Yes.
that's
And
true.
Yeah,
skepticism is taken too seriously by flat earthers.
yeah, exactly. That's the thing. But then the thing comes that it's about framing the question right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So if you frame the question itself in the wrong way, skepticism won't even help you. Like it's you in the wrong there, na, obviously.
Yeah.
And the same thing can happen with other philosophies as well. So
True.
whatever you have to approach, if the starting anecdote itself of it is wrong, so you are going to go wrong with any of them. So at the end, it comes to you itself. Whatever path you choose, it comes to you.
Oh my God, too philosophical.
That's the point of this, right? That's the point of this.
Damn.
So, hmm. And it's actually because of these many questions, these many thinking, these many reasonings, people try to skip philosophy because
Exactly.
you just saw what happened in these last 20 to 25 minutes, right? We are thinking about all these things, but still end of the day we just are going to act upon our first instinct, whatever first instinct comes, like be it idealism, pragmatism, according to the situation. We are not gonna stick to any one of those like forever,
Yeah.
Correct.
because
Correct. Correct.
any one of them can help us at any time. So basically, in this last 20 to 25 minutes, the point I proved was that all is actually happen in our day-to-day life, anytime, anywhere. But the reason why modern world considers philosophy as pointless is exactly the same reason, because we live it through and through, and whenever whatever we need, we are just going to decide it by what we are in, what instincts we have. But what philosophy will help you with is that you can make this instinct better. See, if you read about philosophy or understand situations beforehand by just learning or by just looking at people, so whenever you actually go on to act over these things, you will have better decision making, better analysis, better foresight. So philosophy can develop this. Other branches maybe like they can help with it, experience can help with it, But after all, this has to happen within you, within inside, and that can only develop if you have prior knowledge. And philosophy will give you that. I will assure you that. Okay. So that's it for today. So I hope that everyone actually got a insight in philosophy through this. Okay, so in this video, I also mentioned some books and all you can refer to take a deep dive into philosophy. I will also mention some personalities as well, and you can also in the comment section help us to write your opinions, what you felt about this session. I actually gave very trivial examples, not hardcore ones, so that we can start off on a normal note. And okay, so as of now, we are shooting this podcast on the eve of World Philosophy Day, which actually happens on the third Thursday of every November, which comes every year. And so this event also is organized by UNESCO, which is United Nations Economic, Social, Cultural Organization, only to remind people of the fact that philosophy is important at the end of the day, even if we are losing the principles of it day by day. So this video also will help you to reinstate that in your mind. We tried our best to reinstate it in a way by starting off on the very note that philosophy is pointless, but we understood its importance a bit, and it might help as you discover more. So that's it for today, guys. We take your leave. So this is Sahil, Mithilesh, and Rushikesh. Bye bye for now.
Thank you
We'll
guys.
come with
Thank you for
great
watching.
content
Thank
again.
you.
Yeah.
Yes, like and subscribe for more.
Yes, sure.